Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The world is getting more strange as time goes on, but then you have to remember in this current generation of young people, there's not a lot of money to go around. If there is, it's not the same value as it was 20 to 30 years ago in our parents' generation. So we decided to have our wedding at McDonald's. But out of all places, why McDonald's? Why not a higher end chain restaurant like the Cheesecake Factory at least? Well, let's tune in. Shout out to Asia China Unseen. Let's play the roll the clip.
An issue. Mutual effort is key. Last year, a couple from Guangdong got married at McDonald's, shocking their elders from the 80s and 90s. The entire wedding had no formalities or complicated processes. The friends and family present shared burgers and cola,
Burgers and cola. Shit that was made in the laboratory. Nothing organic or authentic. Wow.
costing only a few thousand yuan in total. In fact, this isn't the first time. In May last year, another couple in Hubei held their wedding at McDonald's, and similar weddings have occurred in Taiwan as well.
I could see this shit being done in America, but not over there. They're just too high class for that. But then people are coming off of their high horse, it looks like.
These informal weddings are becoming increasingly common among the post-2000s, with many young people choosing to abandon traditional customs. A small celebration with friends and family or a trip for the couple is enough to mark their marriage. This kind of ideology and concept would not have been conceivable in the past. Because our concept of marriage and love has been kidnapped by capital for a long time, I don't know when capital has equated love and money. How much you love your significant other depends on how much you're willing to spend for him. By constantly creating anxiety step by step, the young people's wedding becomes a leap to eat. From the proposal ceremony to the wedding scene, the wedding banquet is arranged.
Wow. Diamonds are forever. But see, the problem is, there's a study done that the more money that was spent on the wedding, the more likely it's going to end in divorce. So a lot of these high value, high class weddings are short term.
As well as diamond rings, wedding photography, and so on. By 2023, the average cost of a wedding has reached 330,000 yuan.
Which would be equivalent to American dollars about 100,000. So damn.
Keep in mind, last year, the per capita disposable income in China was only 41,300 yuan. This means that a couple would need to save for 4 years without spending a dime just to afford a wedding. However, this doesn't even include the dowry and the cost of buying a house and a car. How could capital possibly pass up such a lucrative opportunity? Through long-term brainwashing, dowries and housing have become standard requirements for marriage. If you can't provide them, don't even think about getting married.
Well, I mean, usually over there in those countries, the requirement, especially in China and Taiwan, usually you have to have all your assets paid off with savings and investments. What I mean is, I guess it doesn't matter what kind of car you have, just as long as it's paid off, as long as your condo or townhouse is paid off, and you have to be well invested. Like, you can't start a family with any debt. But I'm like, how does that work if you're a trust fund baby and your parents bought everything for you? And what if your parents bought everything for you and you don't have any money saved up? Like, is there some stipulation between that?
Moreover, a dowry of several 100,000 yuan is only considered average. What if our young people can't afford it? Capital has already considered for us, and in this year, not only do we have a bride price loan, but even the honeymoon money can be paid in installments. If you are short of money for a banquet, you can also use the money to deduct it. As long as you hold the wedding according to the assumption of capital, they will help you get it done. All funds, provided that these are to be repaid, and interest must be calculated.
Ooh, and that's what makes it hard to pay it back is the interest. So depending on what the interest rate is your minimum payment going mostly towards the interest and not the actual loan itself. So the thing is, see, over here in America, everybody buys everything off of credit just about, right? Even if they do have the cash to buy it, whether it's a house or a car. Because here's the thing, you never want to buy a house or a car, anything real expensive off in cash up front, especially a car, because with a car, if you buy the car out in cash, brand new, cars usually lose their value the most within the first 5 years. So you paid $50,000 for the car, and let's say you want to sell the car, get rid of it. Well, you're lucky if you can get half of what the car was worth when you first bought it. So meaning you're probably only going to get $20,000 for the $50,000 car that you bought in cash. Or it might be 10, depending on how many miles you put on it.
This deformed view of marriage and love has affected us for generations, but now our post-2000s generation has begun to wake up. Worldly eyes don't matter to them at all. Marriage is not about showing off and not about face, but about pleasing yourself and
Wow, look at that boba in that big ass cup.
wanting to be happy is more important than anything else. In 2021, someone did a survey on young people's views on marriage and love. Among them, only 37.5% of the newlyweds want to celebrate with a banquet, 41.9% only want to celebrate in a small area among relatives and friends, and 18.5% of the newlyweds choose to travel to get married. In addition, 2.1% of newcomers do not want to have a so-called ritual at all.
I wouldn't do none of that. How about that? I'll just save my money up for travel and have some fun.
In the wedding venue, the traditional hotel wedding banquet is no longer the only choice for the couple. 17% of couples choose to have open-air weddings on the lawn and garden.
I mean, that's more nice. Outside on a beach somewhere. Maybe a luxury hotel on the beach. And that way you could have the ceremony outside on the sand. That'd be nice.
As well as beach weddings and church weddings, which are also increasingly popular among young people. Generally speaking, today's weddings are characterized by rational ceremonies, diversified venues, moderate prices, and smaller tables. Young people are becoming more and more picky, and cost effectiveness has become the main theme of their marriage.
Well, yeah, it should be, because like I said, the more money you spend on the wedding, the more likely it's going to end in divorce. So if you just do like a small ceremony, or just sign the paper, just go down to the courthouse and sign the papers, that might be the alternative method to spending all that money that's going to end in regret. So we wrap it up right there. I just thought that was interesting to held the ceremony at McDonald's. But McDonald's is even on the luxury trend as well. So I'll say in the next 10 or 15 years, McDonald's will be more of a luxury place to be at in general. Anyway, this is Kai the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Outro.